character having been with us the entire time and just being very quiet, right?
Obviously.
Very pensive.
Yes. And where is your character?
What do you mean words?
Is it already on the VTT?
Yep.
On farm?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Gris. I've had this character the
Yes.
previous
Oh, there it
session.
is. There it is. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, she was with us all the time.
Of course, yeah.
Even
It's
back
just
then.
I got mauled by a boar.
Yes, you did. All right, I assume you want to be in front. You want to have this, that. Okay. All right. You're currently wearing a torch, carrying a torch, which you don't really need at this point. I think it should be off now. Okay, and I'm going to take you to Shroon Farm. Here we are. Let me give you a bit of an introduction before we can jump right into it. Here we are. Dum, 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 dum. There it is. All right, so, sure you'll remember you were on the Granary Road, and you had been hired to find out what happened to a delivery person that was supposed to deliver their packages quite some time ago. So after some poking around town to find out more about it, you decided to head on out on the Granary Road to which she was supposed to come into town on, but you quickly ran into the folksy Hank Varlin, big young red-faced man who's worrying about his neighbor, and you kindly agreed to check out Lavinia Shroon's farm to see if she's all right. As you got to the farm, you immediately noticed that something is not quite right here. There's a large barn and a farmhouse and several outbuildings coming into view as you take your steps towards the compound. There's a simple wooden fence around the farm, but it has been badly burned. You had already heard about fires in the area, and this must have been one of them. In the field, between a barn and a large shed, lie the charred remains of 2 hogs and a horse. Everyone give me a perception check. Oh, no, eat this thing. Okay, all right, okay. So, as you make your way forward, Gris and Keen, you hear a sound, like a creaking sound, coming from the main building here, the farmhouse, and you look over to see the faces of 2 people poking through the door, and one of them must be Lavinia, and she just looks really scared and freaked out, and looks at you as if like, oh, somebody's here, somebody's finally here, but she just points towards the large barn and mouths something which kind of looks like, it's still in there. And then, Keen, you also smell something in the air that the others don't notice, but your keen scent picks it up.
I'm gonna have to jump in right there and say I've recently realized that I apparently can't take the scent feat, so I do not have that keen scent.
All right, but nevertheless, your perception is high enough so that you don't even need your superpower. And the smell.
So your Gorka can tell me.
Right. But the smell is also like once you notice it, it's very out of place. It smells like sulfur, like burnt sulfur. And just moments later, everyone notices the doors to the large barn slowly open, and you see like the light of a lantern or something starting to spill out of the barn, and but that the light is kind of like flickering and has very strange tint to it, and then a shape comes into view that looks something like a dog. So it's four-legged, but it is wreathed in what looks like hellfire, and clearly the source of this smell. It steps out of the barn, and behind it, two more creatures appear, looking like regular dogs, maybe wolves, definitely feral, and they seem to be its adopted pack mates, because all three of them can snarl and growl at you, obviously preparing to charge. All right, so everybody can start rolling initiative, and I'm gonna have to figure something out here, and then we can get started.
I think you have to put us in encounter before we can roll initiative.
Is that so?
Well, initiative is grayed out. Okay, now it's
May I make a quick request? While we observing this creature walking out, can I mark it for death, please? I mean, I never get to mark anything for death.
I don't know what that means.
That is my assassin dedication ability.
So how does it work?
Well, it requires me to spend 3 actions to actually to do that.
Okay, so I mean, sure. You can do that if you spend 3 actions. You're welcome to do it.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay.
Can I draw my?
What's that?
Can I draw my sword when I see the people in the window pointing at that, or do I have to wait until my turn to draw it?
I mean, as I said, it was fairly obvious that something was out of the ordinary here, so we can assume that you were ready for whatever, which in your case, I'm sure means you have your sword drawn.
Oh yes, very happy.
Something. Okay. Okay, now it's working. All right, that was weird. All right, I'm gonna pop out my encounter tracker here, add the Hellhound. Whoops, not make it disappear, but add it. And we have his 2 buddies that are also going to join the fun. One here, one here. Join in. And roll for the NPCs. All right, well, Melchis, you get your wish granted, I guess. You have the initiative, and you can spend your first round if you want to on the death marking.
Okay, I kind of hope to do this outside of initiative, but okay, I will then. Well, yeah, I will summon glance on this on the Hellhound. So I narrow my eyes and mentally mark it for death.
All right.
And I will not do anything else now.
Okay. So this is only for you, I guess. So I don't have to.
Yes, that's.
I don't have to give it any status effect. It's just something you need to keep track of. Okay.
I think so.
All right, Gris.
Can I get? Wait. If I move here, I know it's only 30 feet I can move, right? It's only 30 feet, right? I can't find where it says.
Well, with each, I mean, it depends on your speed, but you can, with each action, yes, 20 feet is your speed, so you can move 20 feet with one action.
Can I move here, and this is my 3rd action, get behind cover?
Take cover, you mean?
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
Just be ready for when they come barging in. You need to unpause this.
Okay, yeah, that's true. There you go.
All right.
Cool.
And that's my 3 actions, right? 20, 40, and cover.
Correct. Okay, so the Hellhound comes up, and he continues to growl, and it sounds it's a sound that doesn't just reach your ears; it really like resonates in your bones. It's every sin you've ever committed comes back into your memory, and you kind of feel shaken to the core as it steps forward and goes baring its teeth and takes let me see how many steps. Oh wow, that's quite a feat. So it takes a couple of steps forward here until it can get to Gris, and you do still benefit from the cover, of course, which I think we can probably give you as a status effect. Wouldn't that be cool? Effect cover. You should have standard cover. There you go. And the Hellhound is going to just simply try to bite you. That's its second action. And it hits you for 11. Well, first, are you a good person?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, then it's 11 points of
I've
damage.
made some mistakes, but
Yeah. But alignment speaking, are you a good aligned person?
yeah.
Okay, you take 11 points of damage in that case. And it continues to bite you. It's just like two vicious snaps in quick succession, but the second one misses. You're immediately unconscious? You only have 11 hit points?
No, I messed up there.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right, so that was the Hellhound, and it's as soon as it just does some measured steps forward, very gracefully in its hellish way. And as soon as it starts attacking you, its pack mates just go nuts, like yip and howl and jump forward, circling the pile of grain and straw, and try to bite you as well. And where's the sheet?
Wait, before you attack, can I just ask you, because my max hit is 44, but I only had 39 when we started the game.
No, you would have been fully recovered. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So first action is that it comes running up. The second action is that it's going to try to bite you, but it misses. So it's just going to try to bite you again. And it's another miss. All right. That was that wolf, but that's not the only wolf. It has another packmate which comes running up just as frantically. It circles the pile of grain, not out of a tactical decision, but just because there's no more room, which means that, well, I guess you did take cover, but I think this should only be lesser cover at this point.
I feel like paint.
Yeah. So can you take the cover effect off? Because I can only give you the effect. I can take it off.
How do I take it off?
At the top right, you might see a list of icons,
Yeah. There we go.
and if you right-click it,
Yeah, and now I should be able to give you lesser cover. All right. Now I'm going to, so second action is trying to bite you. This time it's a hit. It is doing 8 points of damage to you. And then, as a third action, like it bites down, it locks its jaws and pulls hard, knocking you prone. So now you're prone. So you also have no more lesser cover, so you can turn that off as well. All right, that doesn't look good for you. Surrounded by these canine creatures, you're on the ground, and the pack is towering over you. John Smith to the rescue.
indeed, I think he can't leave a fellow adventurer alone in this case. So John,
Especially one with whom you've traveled so intensely recently.
yeah. So he is going to take 2 moves to get next to Gris, and he is going to attempt to strike this wolf to pull its attention.
That's a critical hit. Wow. Nicely done.
Mhm.
So, do you want to click the critical button? I think only fair. Here we go. 12 points of damage. It takes. It is already doubled, yeah. So it takes that damage. It's badly injured from your powerful attack as you come charging in to save your friend. That's your turn, I believe, and then it's Keen Marrow.
Yeah. Keen is gonna look at the situation. Just to be clear, we haven't rested since we've done anything. Like we haven't slept. It's all the same day, right? That we.
It's still the same day, yeah, yeah, it is. Just a short rest at best.
Right.
I mean, definitely a short rest, but nothing else.
Right. Well, we've taken our 10-minute intervals, but she hasn't gotten to prepare any new spells, so she's in a bit of a rough spot after all that fighting we've done. However, I suppose she will try one last spell that she's got on her list for the day. She's got to get in range first, I think. So she has to get in range. That costs something. Well, she can't do it all. Okay, she'll advance up a little bit. Staying safely behind John. And she's going to just try to throw out an evil eye for the time being.
Okay, targeting
On the Hellhound.
Hellhound. So he needs to save. Fails. Regular fails, so he is frightened. 1.
Frightened 1 for the time being. And does she have anything else fun she can do? She's not going to use shield yet. She's not going to send a message. I think that's about it. What can she do with her third action? She can't dodge or anything like that, but I guess she's not really in a spot to take cover, so she's just gonna stay there, I suppose. She'll use her third action to have Gorgorka come flying after her.
Can you do another evil eye? It's a cast time.
You can't
That's a
usually
fair point.
take 2 actions.
I could target another creature, right?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? We'll target the uninjured wolf.
All right. That one succeeds for whatever reason.
Okay. I mean, sure.
Yeah. All right. So the Hellhound.
Eye each other up.
Yeah, maybe
The Hellhound catches your eye and like winces almost imperceptibly, but you've seen it, and then he turns towards his wolves and growls at them to keep them in line, but he's clearly a little bit frightened. Melchis.
Well, I think I will have to spend my turn to get into position behind the Hellhound. And
Is your microphone in the right spot? You sound a little tinny today.
well, it was slightly above my, slightly above me.
That's
And
better now.
it's turned a bit too I can't seem to find the correct angle for it to get a good sound from it. Okay.
You need a professional setup.
Yes. Okay, Melchis, I think I will just run behind the Hellhound so I can start stabbing it on third turn.
Alright.
So it's gonna be like this and like this.
So, just out of curiosity, a charge still has to be in a straight line, or is that
I
a special
think,
thing that not everyone
I
can do?
think I
or-
can't. I think charge is no special thing, no?
Charge as a universal activity no longer exists.
Yeah,
Oh,
it has to
wow.
be taken by a fighter or something.
Yeah, fighters have sudden charge, which is move twice and attack once
I
for
see.
the rest of two actions.
All right. Okay. Well, good to know. Gris, you're on the ground. You see John fighting valiantly, knocking the wind out of one of the wolves, but you're in a bad spot.
No, I'm exactly where I wanted to be. This is all part of the plan. Just gotta trust the plan. And get up. So that's one action.
Let me check if they have. Let me check if they have a reaction.
Well, I
Um,
mean, if they didn't bite Melchis, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I forgot to check. But yeah, you're good.
And as I get up, I drop my sword in a snag and strike. So that's just
So
regular strike.
against which one?
I guess this one, sorry. I should have targeted it before. Sorry.
Yeah. See, it's AC. Okay. So that's a miss.
Damn it.
You do have a third action.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to strike it again.
And that's a hit.
Yes. I didn't target it again.
Nope. Okay, so that's 6 point damage. Let me see if there's anything special in how it responds to damage. No, okay, that's just regular. 6 points. All right. It's a scratch. It's barely injured from that attack, but at least you draw forth some black ichor that's probably hellhound blood.
And can I take a 5-foot step here?
No, that would be an action.
Cool.
Yeah,
Then
Right?
that's it.
Is that what it's called?
I'm sorry?
Is it called guarded step? The 5-foot step is no longer a free action, right? It's an action.
Just
a
step,
step.
maybe?
Or just step, yeah.
Yeah, like they step, stride, strike.
Right. All right, so the Hellhound's turn comes up, and it it realizes that it starts being surrounded. It's obviously more cunning than its companions. And what is it going to do? Let me think about that. No, it can't do all of you. But it's not going to let itself be cornered. So what it does it care about its? I don't. It's evil. It doesn't care at all about its companions. So what it's going to do is it'll step here, and then
Does that
you
provoke?
hear, I think it's smart enough to take a step. And then you hear a rumbling sound, and this sulfuric smell starts to intensify, and the fire around the Hellhound starts flaring up, and finally it lets out a roar that turns into how can I rotate this? Anybody know that? No.
When you're placing it, I think you can scroll on the mouse wheel and it'll spin it.
Okay. Let's see. So, sorry, you have to bear with me here while I figure this out.
Or you might have to hold control while you scroll. I forgot.
Yep, that was the important bit. Okay, so it'll be like so. So he does catch his fellow packmate in it, but it doesn't care. It's evil. It doesn't give a damn about other creatures. So that'll
Am I still
be
behind cover because I'm behind the green things?
no, because you were prone and you didn't take another action to take cover. So, all right. So you should see a reflex save in the chat. Click that and try to do it.
Oh no, Chris. Oh shit, that's gonna be really bad.
The wolf fails. Crit fail for Gris. John succeeds. Okay, so let's see. So it's a basic reflex, which means that it's oof, that's bad. I think I roll once and then everyone takes the damage. Is that right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so the regular damage is 14, which means that Gris takes 28 points of damage.
Jesus.
I am
And John takes half, and the wolf takes regular full. So the wolf is dead, if that's any consolation.
And so is Gris.
Well, definitely down. And that was the Hellhound's second action, and then as a third action, it snaps at Melchis with the attack penalty, of course, which is a 12 and that misses. All right. Ooh, the other wolf, completely, I mean, slightly disturbed by the fact that his buddy just got charred, but nonetheless, still loyal to the Hellish Hound, is moving over the unconscious body of Gris, steps on it, and tries to jump John. Target you, and then it's going to strike, hitting you for 20 with a 24 for 8 points of damage, and it's knocked. Oh,
Why is that a hit?
it says 19 hit by +5.
Oh, it's 20. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the 19. Yeah. 24 is a hit. Yes.
Yep. So it hits you, it does 8 points of damage, and once again it like shakes his head violently, knocking you off balance and knocking you prone, only to follow up with a second bite, which is a miss. So it's just trying to maul you as you're on the ground. And then it's your turn.
Does it get like free damage when it trips someone?
Nope. It was just another attack.
Well, it was move, attack, then trip.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I keep forgetting that the knockdown is an action. Yeah, you're totally right. So.
Well, it doesn't change anything. But...
Right, but it's good to be reminded. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, so John is prone on the floor. I think he will use his shield to tap the unconscious Gris and attempt to grant her some healing.
Wake up! Wake up!
Oh no, I clicked the ended version. If I do this...
I was gonna say, like, John knows something we don't.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow, that looks good.
Do I heal for 23?
Yep.
Yes.
That is amazing.
But I believe you come back. I believe you come back with the wounded one condition.
Yes.
How does that work?
Whenever you go up from dying, your wounded increases by 1.
Unless you went down from a critical, right? No,
I think that's just for dying.
Dying, yeah, you're right.
I got wounded one now.
Yeah.
So that was 2 acts from John, and his last act, I believe he will attempt to stand up.
Alright. So you get knocked down, you end up kind of face to face with the unconscious Gris. You bring your shield arm around to have some healing energy watch over Gris, and she's like, Well, eyes pop open. You know that you've helped her, and you then get up.
Yep.
All right. Dramatic stuff. And that was your turn. Keen Marrow.
Yeah, Keen sees that this fight isn't going great, so she is going to attempt to cast another spell on that Hellhound.
All right.
Can I target it? Does it even matter if I target it for a spell? I don't know.
It should, yeah, maybe.
Also, I'm not sure I remember this. Can you sustain a spell at any point during your turn, or do you have to like do it right off the bat to keep the spell active?
Sustain a spell. You have at least one spell active with a sustained duration. You are not fatigued. Choose one spell with a sustained duration. You have an effect. The duration of that spell continues until the end of your next turn. Oh, interesting. So that's an action. Some spells may have slightly different expanded effect.
But it's it's until the end of the next turn. So I can sustain at any point during the turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
that's interesting because that also puts a limit on the evil eyes you can have into in effect. Yeah. That's great. I like that.
So she is going to try a new spell on the Hellhound for starters. Really, really hoping this works.
Let's see, shall we? Is there anything language or whatever specific? No, it doesn't look like it. It's a
Make it hacker like a hyena.
It can't use reactions. Well, the Hellhound starts yipping, which almost like sounds like a hyena's laughter. But it does seem to remain in control of its actions.
That's really bad.
We got this one.
In that case, she's just gonna do her best, and she's going to she sees the Hellhound start yipping, and she starts letting out this unsettling yipping sound as well, as she is going to cackle. Using one focus point, so she sustains the evil eye for free, and then she's gonna throw out another evil eye. I don't think it becomes immune, does it? Oh, it does become immune. Damn it! All right.
But there is another wolf here.
Well, that's the wolf I tried the evil eye before. It's immune too, since it passed.
Right.
Well, she has one action left. She doesn't want to get anywhere near that flame breath. I guess I'll take back the cackle. She does not cackle. Instead, she'll just use her action to sustain the evil eye, and that'll be her turn.
All right. Melchis.
Well, I really need to get this Hellhound to be flat-footed, so I will try to use my mastermind ability to recall knowledge about him. If I succeed, then it will become flat-footed against me.
So that's what kind of action is that?
Well, recall knowledge is a single action, I believe.
All right. Then go for it.
Like this. But what recall knowledge is for the Hellhound? Is it Arcana or Occult or?
That would be occult.
Religion?
Yeah. Is there's no planes anymore, right?
No.
Okay, so where do we have that? Oh, it's lore.
Oh yeah.
No. Well, we have stuff to learn still. We have Arcana, creatures of arcane significance in the arcane planes, occultism, creatures of occult significance in the esoteric planes,
If it's a fiend, it's religion.
Yes, it is? Okay, yeah, then it is religion.
Okay, thankfully I am trained in religion, so let's go. I want to reroll that
Okay.
for a
Do you
hero
have
point.
the hero point? All right, yeah. That's great. Yeah, sorry about that. This is clearly a hound on fire.
Fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, I will step here to better facilitate flanking next time, and I will just stab it now. Unfortunately, my upgrades for marked for death do not work anymore. Or, well, they work, but it makes my short sword a backstabber and deadly plus d6, but, well, backstabbing doesn't work anymore, because, no. Okay. So, I stab it.
Okay.
I will make it -1, because it is backstabber that doesn't work. No, wait. Wait a second. It does +1 precision damage, so it is not an attack. Oh, there we go.
Okay, but it is a hit. Roll for damage. And it's a disappointing 3 points of damage. Yeah, it's still barely injured. You can't really tell. I mean, it's mangled body with all the fire shining through. Doesn't look like it did anything to it, but there are these spots of black oozy stuff coming out, so probably a good thing. That was your turn?
Yeah, that was
2, 3, yep, that was 3 actions. Okay. So Grizz, you find yourself coming to with the smelly, furry, feral wolf right over you. You're kind of like squeezed in between its legs, so I don't think there are rules for this. I'm just going to say it's going to take you an action to roll over to the sides to get out from under him, but you're still going to be prone.
So I know I get a penalty for being prone, but if the wolf thinks I'm dead and is literally on top of me, can I not just move my hands up and it's going to connect?
Well, it's not going to be an automatic hit. I would give you that the wolf is flat-footed to you because it doesn't expect an attack from you since it thinks you're unconscious. But you do take the -2 to attack.
I
Because
guess
of
my
being
status
prone.
is prone.
Yeah.
So,
And you're also squeezed, I guess. Is there a condition that would you contort yourself?
come on, have I not suffered enough?
I mean, if he's prone, doesn't that already factor it in?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the fact that somebody's standing on top of him doesn't make it any worse than it already is. Yeah. Okay.
Restrained, slowed, stunned, stupefied, no squeezed.
Go ahead. Do your attack.
I
Do your
can't
worst.
target it because it's on top of me.
Yeah, here, you could move it.
How do I target it?
You might be able to just hit, I think, is it Alt and click?
Double right click will target.
Yeah, double right click.
Ah, there.
Double.
Yeah, and there's a button in the panel also.
It's a hit. Roll for damage. 8 points of damage. That's good.
There we go. And it is wait. Because of the snag and strike.
That was a snag and strike?
Yes, that's my 3 actions. No,
Okay,
wait,
so what?
it's 2 actions.
Yeah. So you combine an attack with quick grappling moves to throw an enemy off balance as long as it stays in reach. Make a strike while keeping one hand free. If the strike hits, the target is flat-footed until the start of your next turn. and not just to you, it's actually flat-footed. So basically, you thrust your sword up and you grapple with it from underneath it as it's standing on top of you, and you're distracting it so much that it is considered to be flat-footed. Okay, I love that.
Cool. And I will. My last action is to roll over here.
Mm-hmm. All right. You still prone though. Okay, good, great turn for sure. The Hellhound, being engaged by Melchis, is going to try and whoops, nope, I took Melchis out of the running here.
Move me
Sorry
back.
about that. I'm gonna give you a new initiative here. Move you back up. There we go. I'm gonna target you and then try to bite you once. For 14 points. Here's the moment of truth. Is Melchis good aligned?
Depends who's asking, officer. No, he's not good aligned.
That would be 8 points of damage for you then. And a second attack follows up, which is a miss, and a third attack is another miss. Look at that, your lifestyle choices have protected you from the Hellhound. Alright, the wolf that is being snagged by Gris is just like, it's going burr and confused yelp, and then turns its attention towards Gris, who's like grappling with it, pulling on its legs and its tail, and using its sword to make it contort itself into a really weird stance that makes it so hard for it to move, and it tries to break free by biting you. Is there anything it can do to end the flat-footed thing? Is there anything? Or is it just how it is? Until the start of your next turn, or until it's no longer within the reach of your hand. Nope, that's all right. Okay. So you hold on to its tail as it tries to bite you. And it misses, and then it tries to bite you again, and it misses again, and it tries to bite you again, and it just kind of like snaps the air several times, while you keep a tight grip on its bushy tail. John.
John is going to target the same wolf, try to put it out of its misery.
That's a hit. Roll for damage. 8 points. It's badly injured at this point.
Well, if it's still standing, he will target it again.
Alright, damage. 7 points of damage. It tenaciously remains standing even though it's badly bloodied. Its fur is all covered in blood. Numerous bruises.
I think for his last action, he will raise his shield.
Okay. In Marrow, the tides are turning.
Well, she has nothing better to do, so she's going to spend an action to sustain the evil eye. She's going to move over here. And she's going to try to bite the wolf.
Oh. That's a hit. Damage. 4 points. And indeed, you like go for the neck. You sink your teeth deep into its flesh, and you tear off a significant chunk. And quickly, the wolf bleeds out and just falls to the ground.
It's part of a. She's used to be acting as part of a pack, so she's just waiting for the opportunity to like jump in. And
Right.
yeah, that's her turn.
That was definitely what it looked like, her using the opportunity to strike while it was distracted by her packmates. Melchis, your turn.
Yes, that's something backmate, something flanking. I will try to stab it 3 times.
I mean, you could delay and wait and like yell something about flanking and wait until Gris's turn comes up, so you don't have to take your turn right now.
In that case, I will do that.
Delay is wait for the right moment to act. The rest of your turn doesn't happen yet. Instead, you're removed from the initiative order and return to the initiative order. Free act. What?
I think delaying takes 2 actions, I believe.
No, I think that's ready.
Ready?
Yeah. It's with the delay. I believe that symbol is the free action.
Okay, then I was mistaken.
Yep.
Okay, then let's delay after Gris. Please flank this thing, please.
Like, get behind this thing. Gris, you hear Melchis let out an annoyed cry for help.
Like, like all my rogue abilities are useless if this thing is not flanked.
Yeah, we got you. So, first thing I do is get up to my ass, brush myself off, see the trouble Melchis is in, and jump right in, sword swinging.
Action 2, and then strike for action 3.
And
Well, as a bonus, this thing is now flanked and flat-footed for both of us, including Gris.
So see, snagging strike is you combine an attack with a grappling hook. So it's make a strike. So it just counts as a regular strike.
Yes.
Cool.
The way I read it, you can actually always do a snagging strike as long as you have the yeah. It doesn't have any cost to it.
So cool, snagging strike.
That's a hit. That's 5 points of damage to the hellish hound, and it is now flat-footed.
And I will do my third and last attack.
Nope, you already did 3 actions. You got up, you moved, and
Oh
you
yeah, I
attacked.
got up, I moved. Yeah. You're right.
All right, and then I assume Melchis wants to take his turn now.
Yes, please. It's time to stab. It's time to stab with my very new dedicated abilities. So let's do it once. It's a hit.
It's a hit. Roll for damage.
And it takes in the backstabber ability as well, and it still fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you definitely are wearing the thing down. It is a powerful fiend that you're battling here, so it's not going to go down as easily as just a run-of-the-mill wolf, but it's clearly badly injured.
Yeah. Well, I still have 2 attacks more, so...
I think maybe something is missing from that damage roll.
Yeah, it is. It's missing at least 2 points of damage.
I think
Oh,
it's
no, wait,
missing.
no, it's all
I
in
think.
there.
No, it
it's
has
missing-
physical damage is 5, which is a d6 plus 1. Then it has 4 points of the precision damage from the attack.
No, I mean you have sneak attack, but you also have deadly. So sneak attack is an extra d6.
Yes, and deadly is +1, so... No, deadly activates on critical.
The
Deadly
deadly is
is-
also critical.
Oh, it's not a crit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It should be smart enough to take that into account, I think.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I
Alright.
thought it was a crit.
Second one is a
Miss.
miss, and the third one... Yikes.
Crit miss. All right. But nonetheless, you managed to really annoy the thing, so it's going to take a step out of the flanked situation here, and it's going to weigh its options. And then it's going to attack Melchis with strike. It's
Well, that's a hit.
16. Nope, nope, that's not 16. That is 10 points of damage. Wow, both times the evil damage was a full 6. Both times you actually avoided it. So it's yeah, it's 10 points of damage, and then its third action is another bite.
Aye.
Ooh! Oi, 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 oi.
Well,
That is
well, that's a good night.
25 points of damage.
Yeah.
And Melchis falls to the ground, unconscious. Second adventurer downed by this evil pack of cruel canines. John.
Okay. What will John do? Let's see. Okay, numbers. Okay. I think he will raise his shield. I will refresh that. Raise his shield, move over, and attack the hound.
All right. Well,
Oh, I didn't crit. I didn't.
yeah, that was the regular
But
damage. I'm just
you
gonna take
can
the
just
double.
double it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you step forward, and with the righteous anger of seeing two of your friends get almost die in this battle, you smash your hammer onto the backbone that is already showing, and you hear a satisfying cracking sound, but nonetheless, the Hellhound remains on this plane for now. Action 3?
That was it. Shield, step, strike.
All right. In Marrow.
You guys really gonna make me do this?
Bite it!
Keen is gonna.
It's already roasted.
Probably making it less appetizing.
Let's see, 30 feet. Okay, so she's going to start to yip and giggle disconcertingly as she comes running around the back. So she cackles to sustain. And then she uses I suppose technically she's using a stride and a step to flank. And then she's going to try and bite them. Oh god. Come on, Keen.
Save your friends.
Oh, let me
Bite
target
my
it.
dog.
She spent this whole so far she spent the entire adventure biting things she shouldn't bite.
That's true.
Now we
Very,
need to bite.
It's the head. Damage.
Ooh.
9 points. And you bite it dead.
Somehow I just dealt myself 18 points of damage off of my own bite.
You want to tell us what that looks like? I mean, eventually, I think it'll disappear from this plane, but what does that look like?
Basically, she's just going to, she's doing this opportunistic thing, and she comes kind of dashing around the corner. Maybe she's like, as she's skidding around that turn, she goes down on all fours and just lunges out at him. Goes to like bite him on the nape of his neck from behind, since he's focusing on the others presumably, and just does one swift jerking motion. You hear crunch of the Hellhound's neck. And then she drops the thing and begins spitting out little bits of burning cinders out of her mouth, and like beating at the little bits of flame that are on her fur, on her face and stuff.
Yeah.
not recommend.
And what she spits out and what hits the ground quickly starts to turn into ash and disintegrate and gets blown away by the wind, disappearing. All right. That was awesome. There's an unconscious.
Everything
Yeah.
went according to plan.
John is going to stabilize Melchis to stop the bleeding, and after that he will attempt to. Where are the skills? Here are the skills. Attempt to heal him.
Okay. As you start doing that, seeing that the pack has been put down, one of the people from the farmhouse starts scurrying out of the house, quickly running towards you. And one of them is like holding a tiny little vial, uncorking it. She's saying, "Does your friend need help? Does your friend need help?" And she comes running up. And by the time she gets there, you've already cast Stabilize, and you're already in the middle of healing it. So she catches her breath as she sees that you are a capable healer, and she says, "Oh, I'm so glad your friend's okay. Nevertheless, here, take this. Wow, you really, you saved our lives. We would have never made it to outrun these things." And she hands you a healing potion too, which I think is actually what is it like a
Minor or lesser? Minor?
I always use those two. The better version of those.
Well, Melchis regains 5 hit points.
Yay, I'm not dead anymore. I think Melchis will, like, when he comes to, he will take a deep breath and Joe, my friend, thank you. I will take it from here. Please take care of the villagers. They are our main target, our main concern.
If Gris, sorry,
Cardis?
Huh?
Did Malchus just say kill the villagers?
No. I mean that was a very unfortunate turn of phrase. I'm sorry.
I think you took a blow to the head.
I misspoke.
To the head, Malchus. You should have a lie down. We're not killing the villagers.
Listen, when I say take care of the villagers, I don't mean take care of the villagers. Like, where did your mind go, good sir? I'm a humble barber. I don't say such things with ulterior motives anymore.
If Gris or Melchis want the potion, they can have it.
Oh yes.
I think you can just drag it to your inventory.
Maybe I will try then doing the medicine on Gris, and Melchis will down the potion then.
All right.
Because Melchis is now should be immune to the medicine for some time.
Yeah,
right?
for an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will try to medicine against DC 15, so it should be normal medicine check.
All right, as you pick up Malchus off the ground and you lick your wounds and take stock, both of the women from the farmhouse come closer, and the one that handed you the healing potion says, I can't express enough how grateful we are. By the way, my name's Jala Highstepper. I'm the head of the Farmers Guild. I was out here to check on my friend Lavinia here. Lavinia Shroon, she says, the other lady, clearly still very shaken by what she's seen. But both of these women are like hardened country folk. They're surprised and again like frightened. They've just had a kind of a near-death experience, but they're not like panicking about it. They're just taking it in stride, kind of. And they're like, I just don't understand. Like, where did this thing even come from?
Well, that was what I wanted to ask you.
Wish I could tell you, Jala says. And Lavinia just kind of nods along, saying, no idea. It's just, it seems like it just, I don't know where it came from, and it just decided to terrorize the farm. I mean, there's been a couple of fires around here. I wonder if that thing was caused all of them. I mean, do these things just appear out of thin air? I don't know much about these things. That's not the kind of livestock we deal with.
Lavinia, you said you were watching over her. Is she still in the house?
What? No, she's right here. She says.
I thought she was still in the house. Lavinia, you were expecting a package, were you not?
Package?
Some kind of delivery?
No, John is going to turn to Gris and say, no, these aren't the people that were waiting packages.
I guess Gris hit her head when she fell to the ground.
Several times.
No, I didn't. Why? Do you have a package for me?
I don't figured that out of character confusion.
Well, anyway, I guess we were just lucky you happened to come along, Jala says.
Well, you have to thank your neighbor for that. He's the one that flagged us down and asked us to check in on you.
Oh, who? Hank?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, that's so nice of him. It's really good to know that people look out for each other around here, because it can get dangerous. I mean, not this dangerous for the most part, but, well, it's good to see that people still care for their neighbor. Anyway, she says, and she turns to Lavinia, guess I'm gonna help you clean up this mess here, and I'm sure we're gonna have to check out the barn and see if that thing burned any holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of start to get to work, if you don't have anything else to ask.
Keen is a little suspicious of these two. Is there anything I can do to try and read them? I realize that there's no more insight. There's no insight skill in this, or like.
I think it's rolled into perception.
Yeah,
Perception, yeah, I think this motive is part of it's like a perception-based action.
Okay.
So go ahead, sure, sense motive.
Sense motive, yeah. I was like, how do I sense motive? Do I do
That's
that
what
openly or secret?
You can do it's a secret. So I actually attempt a single
Perception
secret.
check.
Yeah, but you can
Okay.
do it, of course. And let me see. All right, I see the result here. All right, so I mean, you may be naturally suspicious, but you feel like that's kind of a reasonable reaction to things, because they live out here. They're constantly at the risk of having some wild animal, being a danger to their farm or their livestock. That it would be a hellhound is certainly out of the ordinary, and they seem to be very cool about it, but maybe that's just how country folk are around here.
Okay. She's gonna shrug and she's gonna say, "Do you mind if my pack and I take shelter in your den for some time? They were badly injured in the fighting."
Jala turns towards Lavinia because it's her farm, and Lavinia says, "No, of course not. Please do, please." And she leads you to the large barn, and immediately like starts pushing some of the straw around, being like, "Hey, please, just take as long as you need. I do have some food inside. I'm happy to provide you with a little supper."
That'd be lovely. What's for dinner?
Oh, I believe we have some smoked sausages around. Maybe some. I think I still have some slightly stale bread, but yeah.
That sounds brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and
We'll take whatever you can offer.
she
Where is
goes
the
and she
barn?
fetches the barn to the right here.
Oh, this is the barn. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll step in.
Here. With the barn on the inside, I mean, it smells still like burnt sulfur and dog or like wolf. You can see where the hellhound had been lounging in the straw. There's like a big burnt pile. And there is also the remains of another hog that apparently they had been pulling in here to feast on it. But other than that, there's nothing out of the ordinary, it seems.
Keen will refill her scraps bag.
Right. And eventually,
If we are going to, yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, if we are going to rest here for a meaningful amount of time, then I would just make another round of medicine on myself and Gris.
Much obliged.
Mhm. Maybe even risky medicine. But no. I mean, on Gris I will do normal one because I have the speedy recovery. It actually resets pretty quickly. So it will be another DC 15.
Oops.
I will take another 10 minutes and I will try again. There we go.
There you go.
And that actually critical hit, so that will be 46 or 48.
Do I roll for the 8?
Yes, 1 second.
Keen's just gonna send Gorgorka out to do a little aerial scouting of the farm in the meantime.
Do you know does anybody know if there's a way to automatically roll the damage on
medicine?
their rolls? That's
I'm going to try one because John is going to try one himself. I'll see if it does anything. Okay.
So I get 19 points of health, or what was that 19?
Yeah.
I think if you go, Carnus, if you go to the Actions tab,
Oh.
there's Exploration. It's not very visible, but there is 3 tabs at the top: Encounter, Exploration, Downtime.
I remember it. Yeah. So
And there you have treat wounds. I think maybe you can.
I don't actually have treat wounds. I think I need to drag it from the compendium.
If I do
1
this.
second. There we go. Treat wounds. There's a salt wound reaction, but okay, this will be much easier than treat wounds. No.
I think you click the treat wounds one in the description, and it asks you what DC do you want to try.
There we go. I see. Yeah, let's try this one then. I'm doing risky surgery on myself.
Yeah, it seems like it rolled everything.
And actually I succeeded. It's a miracle. So first I deal...
So we're all healed up?
I deal a maximum damage to myself and then I heal critical amount. Oh. Yes, and you get 19 hit points, yes, from my previous heal of you.
Cool.
Because I rolled critical naturally. There you go, much better. I'll have to remember this. This will come useful in the Alkenstar game.
All right, so you take a somewhat longer break here, resting up, having Melchis treat your wounds best as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And if we rest, we remove the wounded status, right?
I don't know about that.
I believe you have to
Actually, if I
successfully
critically,
choose-
since I critically succeeded at healing Gris, her wounded status is removed as well, according to this table. And on myself as well, so yay.
All right. So, as you do that, as you take your break and rest, the women are busy at work. Sorry, trying to figure something out here. To fix the damage that the Hellhound and its pack have caused. You hear them hammering outside. They leave you alone after bringing a hearty supper out for you. So, what do you want to do? Want to hang out some more? Do you want to continue down the
We have a
road?
job to do.
Can Gorgorka like snoop around a little as she's kind of flying in these lazy circles and trying to see if there's any opportunity for her to get a peek inside the cottage?
Sure. No, there's plenty of opportunity. The Lavinia is in no way being like, cagey or distrustful or anything. She smiles at Gogorka, friendly, and making like some clicking sound to like, playful interaction with the bird. And Gogorka gets a good look at the little cottage, the insides of it. It's a one-person home. It's just a bed and a table, and there's something weird happening on Andros, and very strange sounds.
Yeah, sorry, having some ear. Yeah, my earphones are acting up.
Okay.
It's got the roofs. That's nice.
Yeah. So you can peek in. Like I said, there's just a small cooking area, a table and a chair, a one-person bed. Very simple. But there's like "Home Sweet Home" cross-stitched, hanging on the wall. It's a very simple but wholesome home.
Okay. No weird sulfur smells or anything like that.
No. All right, that also, as you are hanging out in the barn, you notice that it's like slowly starting to dissipate. It's just lingering a little while, but eventually it'll probably be gone once this has been properly aired out. And outside, it's already fairly disappeared.
Keen will, with the others in the shoe, will say, I know that we are after a missing courier, but my Gorgorka's magics have been exhausted for this day. I wonder if we might consider all of these poking around and slaying monsters that have invaded random farmsteads and houses a good day's work.
Sure, I guess we can turn in for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot turn a blind eye to what's happening here.
Guess we just need
What
to
is happening here?
to speak with Lavinia to ask her if we can crash in her barn.
Yeah, Lavinia is happy. She said, of course, yeah. Just let me know if you need anything else. I'll put a can of milk out for you in the morning. I'm afraid I'm not really prepared to feed five hungry mouths.
Oh, we
But
have our own rations. We'll be fine.
good. Yeah, well, no, I mean, stay as long as you like. It's probably safer here with you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yes, we are here to protect you through the night.
thank
Yes,
you,
of course.
much appreciated. And later in the day, once they are done for the day with the repair work, Jala takes her leave. She like comes by the barn, knocks on the door outside. She says, "Just wanted to say bye and thank you again for helping out. It's really appreciated. It's good to have good folks around here watching out for each other." And she takes her leave. All right, so you take a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You go ahead. You take a long rest. I guess it turns into night.
Is there a long rest button?
Yep.
Yes.
It's under on the main
Oh, yeah,
page.
yeah,
Just
Yeah. Rest for the night.
And then the next day, sun comes up again. The birds sing outside. The smell of sulfur is gone. Only the smell of adventurers remains. And as promised, you find a can of milk outside the barn in the morning, and you spot Lavinia already busy at work, tending to her cabbage heads in the field. All right, what do you want to do?
I guess we can go back to the road we were following.
Okay. Yeah, everyone agrees?
Yeah, well, I guess we will say thank you to our gracious hosts and then politely leave.
All right, that's what you do. And Lavinia once again thanks you for all your help and says, don't be shy if you're ever in the area again. Stop by, say hello. All right, and you find your way back to the Granary Road, the main road, and continue on its path, hoping that you didn't miss the courier by any freak coincidence. But yeah, so you continue on down the road, and soon enough you learn that indeed you have not missed her. You find in the middle of the road a statue of a centaur with an angry look on her face. Much of the centaur's haunches and flank have crumbled away, and thick brambles line the road on either side, with a small gap to the southeast. A small size in terms of like creature size, so it looks like a small, almost like a tunnel into the brambles. Yeah, why don't you give me your activities? What, as you like approach this statue, what is your general disposition? How are you reacting to this discovery? You're not getting into it, you're just kind of approaching it.
Yeah, John is going to draw his hammer and shield and keep his shield raised.
I will need to think on this a little. Melchis will. Well, I guess I will first follow John's example, since, well, if he is getting worried, then, well, I might as well at least draw my swords. But I think Melchis will just try to what's the activity? To scout, to spot traps. He will basically be a lookout.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Grace as well. Sword drawn but not, holding out in front, menacingly, just casually with a unsheathed blade, because there's been a lot of unpleasant surprises.
Okay.
And I guess so. We see a statue on the road
Yeah.
of a centaur. Did I
Yeah,
hear that right?
but on the road, like not next to the road, like a little shrine, but actually on the road.
Okay, detect magic. That's
Okay,
what
that's your.
she'll be maintaining. Detect magic.
All right. Okay. Let's go. That's how you approach the scene. So, both Gris and John are very careful. John has his shield raised, Gris sword drawn, one hand up to defend herself against whatever might jump out at you. Melchis, like I imagine he's like squinting and his eyes darting left and right to the thick thistles and brushwork that's all around you next that's all around next to the road. And Keen continues to cast detect magic, being very, very suspicious of this statue that just seems to be standing there in the middle of the road. But and indeed, like the magic doesn't, the statue doesn't seem to be magic, and you continue to make your way towards it. You may, wait, I gotta take you here first. You may move your tokens into whichever marching order you want to be in.
Simon, just FYI, I realized I made a couple of illegal choices in terms of feats that Keen had when I leveled her up last time, so I've swapped them out
Okay.
for things that are legal. So one of the things she's going to do in the morning as part of her morning preparations is she's preparing these little satchels, and they look like little bound kind of clumps of like sticks, and maybe there's a bone or a feather or something stuck in there. And she's going to take one and offer it to I suppose. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people who seem to get in harm's way, but she's gonna give it to Melchis, and she's going to say,
You are daring, but you find yourself in danger often. Take this, it will protect you.
So should I eat it, or it can be applied on skin?
No. Keep it close to your heart.
No, it does so.
So
and this is, she's using the root magic feat to give Melchis a +2 circumstance bonus to the first saving throw against a spell or haunt, and he makes during the day.
Cool. A little talisman. Awesome. Okay. So did you move your tokens into your marching order? You're happy with that? Okay. Press the back. Bring up the rear.
I think it will be something like this, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So, just I'm going to make this very explicit, just so we can kind of get used to how we allude to the activities, to the exploration activities, because I kind of like not talking about them too explicitly, but I also think it's important that when you say something in a certain way, you probably have an activity in mind, and that I understand that correctly. So the way that you described what you were doing, I mean, Keen Marrow was pretty clear. She was casting Detect Magic. And I was getting that John and Gris were very defensive. So John starts with his shield raised if combat should break out. And Melchis, I was considering to be scouting, even though you're not really like far ahead or anything, but I'm going to consider you as a scout activity here. I hope that's kind of what you guys had in mind too. All right, and then everybody can give me a perception check as you move closer to that statue. That's strangely just sitting there in the middle of the road. We have a 27 to 16. Secret check here. There's one more missing.
Sorry.
I'm missing Melchis' check. There it is. Okay. Keen is back here, so that's 1, 2, 3. All right.
Or can make one too. That's okay. Since
Sure,
she has
sure,
set.
Yeah, sure. All right. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna have to. I haven't run a combat in that way before, I don't think. So as you move closer to the statue, there's a rustling sound in the leaves next to the road. And we're going to just use your perceptions here as initiatives. So that means that Melchis is gonna get. Oh, there's no active encounter. Why is there no active encounter? Oh, because I haven't added you to it. And now I should be able to use your initiatives here, your perceptions. Excluding minion from initiative, okay? So Gorka is not in the initiative.
Right.
John and Gris. Okay, that worked. No, Melchis is 15. No, he should be one more because it should be 16 because of his scouting activity.
I think if he was scouting, everybody gets the +1 from him.
I think so, yeah.
Is that so?
I think that's the
Okay, that's cool. Then I will just update you all manually here.
Every creature in your party gains a +1 circumstance bonus.
That's really nice. And that makes also a lot of sense. Oops, -17 does not sound good. Here we are. All right, yeah, so you hear that rustling in the bristles next to the road, pretty much exactly right next to the statue over here. And Gris, you're actually quick on your feet, and you're gonna be the first one to act. You're muted, Alejandro.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. So I am 2 for 2 on rushing in blindly and almost getting killed. So I'm going to take a more careful approach. And where are where's the source of the danger?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
I signal to my opponents and move here in this log to get cover.
Okay, so you take a few steps forward, action 1, and then with the second action you take cover on their third action.
I ready an attack.
That's 2 actions. Readying an action is 2 actions.
You know, you can stay a little back to force whatever it is to come to you.
Yeah.
That's not how
very
this
my
works.
brand. Yeah, that doesn't sound like me at all.
So Gris
But
just says
I'm
like,
not rushing all the way in. I'm just rushing a few, like I'm just staying a few feet ahead. Half cover and what can I do with just one action?
I don't think there is much for you to do with one action. Like, you don't have shield. I don't know if there's any generic things you would do, but no, I think that's just it.
There's not really.
Okay. All right. Good call though to stay back a little bit as something emerges from the side of the road, from the thick bushes, and as it breaks out through the leaves, you see its there it is. Steps out of it. Oh, God damn it! Where is it? There. And you see that it's a reptile of some sort, but it has 8 legs. And it just seems to have quite a nasty disposition, a long tongue, many teeth, and it has its head down low as it comes out. You see all of its 8 legs as it moves out from under the bushes, and it snarls and hisses and steps forward, and it's gonna do something. So as its first action, it steps forward. I think I need to make it appear. Yeah, so now you should be able to see it. And then as 2 actions, it's going to stare at Gris. It's going to give you a petrifying gaze. I'm going to need you to make this fortitude save.
Should have given Gris the token.
Let's see it.
Nice. So you lock eyes with it, but you kind of stare it down. So that was a fortitude save, a failed save. Wait. Right. So you stare it down, but you get the sense that it may not be the best way to handle this, as you feel like all of your muscles, all of your joints feel slightly like you're moving through thick sand or something, so you're being slowed one, even though you wait, no, you succeeded, so actually that's not true. So you fight that feeling of being slowed.
Yeah, shake it off.
So you're good for now. That was its turn. And then it's Keen Marrow's turn. But as you start taking your turn, you know, even the slightest movement, the head of the lizard kind of pokes up, and it gives you a quick glance, and I need a fortitude save from you.
Oh no. Oh, I didn't click the thing.
22, that's enough though, so you're good. It's yeah, you're fine. You just stare back at it, or maybe you avert your gaze, depending on how you want to play it. But then it's your turn.
Can I try to identify this thing?
Sure. That's a recall knowledge and actually nature. No, wait, there it is. It's right here in the monster description. It's Arcana, or if you have some specific lore you want to bring to bear here.
Arcana will do.
Well, this is surely a strange kind of a lizard, but you don't know what it is.
Did I sense anything happening when I made that save?
Yeah, you did feel like that slightly stiffening sensation, but you fought it off. You definitely see something strange, something evil in its gaze. You're sure about that.
Yeah, well, she knows about evil eyes, so...
Exactly, yeah.
There is something strange in its eyes. Be careful.
And she's going to, first action?
I'm just gonna make everyone aware of that action. That's a thing here. Avert gaze, just so you're aware of it.
It's an actual action you take.
Yeah, it's an actual thing you can do.
Can you take it before you have to make the save?
It's an action, it's not a reaction.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
but since you're the one who calls for the save,
I don't see if I understand that. It's an action you have to take on your turn, and it lasts until the start of your next turn.
Okay, but
I think it's anybody who goes after the creature is going to end up is
because
going to
it looked like everyone had to make the save at the beginning of their turn. Or maybe I misunderstood.
right.
Don't
I think
worry about
everybody
that.
tried the first round.
Yeah, we can talk about that after.
Okay.
But don't worry about that part. But you have it's an action you have to take on your turn to avert the gaze. It's a
Okay.
thing.
Because it remains until the start of your next turn. Yeah, how would I don't know. Anyway. Keen Will, Evil Eye, the creature.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye, exactly. Ooh. And it is indeed.
Fails.
Wow. Keen is staring down this creature and winning.
And then she's not even messing around. She's gonna go straight for the hideous laughter again.
All right. And it is needs a will save. Fails. Regular fail. So it is wow.
It's slowed one.
So just to get this, this creature, which is clearly has some sort of slowing effect as in its gaze attack. It's trying to gaze and stare at Keen to make her stiffen up and slow down, but Keen just not just meets the gaze and avoids the effect. She actually stares back and weaves a spell into it and causes the other creature to be slowed. Like it's almost a taste of its own medicine. That's a hero point.
Good.
I'll take it. Now I just have to remember to actually use them. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but I saw that before. I was like, oh, it's the slowed condition. Okay. This thing is going to start to giggle if it's capable of such a thing. I don't know. I don't want to know what a basilisk's laugh sounds like. And it's slowed one, and that's her whole turn. 3 actions.
Okay, well that was really good. That was a really important save for it to fail. John, your turn.
Well, if John is aware of the avert gaze thing, he will do that.
Being warned by Keen to avoid its gaze, you avert your gaze. Okay.
Okay. Does he have to?
I
Okay.
think
Does
that's
Brad?
I think we need to keep track of that manually because it's so circumstantial.
Okay, that's fine. So that's one act. And with his remaining 2 acts, he is going to cast a spell. Does that work? Okay. And he is going to drop a blessing.
All right. So he's surrounding himself with an aura of spiritual energy. Melchis, your turn.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only thing left to do is to sigh very deeply, reach into the pockets of my jacket, take a flask, and take a drink. That means that I am retrieving Drakeheart mutagen and take a swig of it. It would be 2 actions, I believe, to retrieve and use it.
Okay.
Drakeheart mutagen, and I think I will have to well get into the position to and for flanking. So I will move somewhere like this. Even though even though I will have to run away from the blessing. That would be it.
Okay. Gris, your turn.
I will do what I do best, but if it's 5 feet away, I can do lunge,
Yeah,
which is my
good
body to my
one.
limit, so I don't actually have to get so close. But my question was, can I do lunge and snagging strike at the same time? No, right? Doesn't.
Make a strike.
Doesn't say anything.
No, I think it's doing the lunge lets you make the strike. Just like
Yeah.
snagging lets you make a strike, but it doesn't, you can't stack them.
All right, that makes sense. That's what I thought. And yeah. Hoopa. Oh, wait, before that, I avert my gaze. So as an
Well,
action, avert gaze.
I mean, you can do that as your next action, but first we're going to see that critical damage here.
And I didn't target it again. Damn it.
Okay, that was just the regular damage. I'll just double that. All right, so yeah, you lash out, you cause critical damage to it. But still, it's this thick lizard skin that it protects it. It's almost like trying to cut through stone. And it's barely injured from this attack. But good one nonetheless. Take into effect. Do we take all the bless effects into effect? That was, yeah, that's fine. It was just on the attack roll, not on the damage. All right, and averting your gaze is your second action.
And the third action is another hoopa.
And that's a miss. Okay, all right.
8 hit is a miss.
Yeah, that's not good
Yeah.
at all.
The thing, the creature, slowed by this, like, because it's so giggly that it just kind of it seems giddy that it has so many victims at within its reach that it's moving very slowly. Okay, so let me see. So the way I see it is because it's slowed one, it only has 2 actions on its turn. So there's nothing about being immune to it. So I think is going to. Well, it's kind of locked in a staring match with Keen at this point. So it's going to take its 2 actions to stare back at you. Keen, take that point to save.
Okay. That's a hero point right there.
Okay.
Gonna use that hero point right away.
Well, that's what they're for.
You can actually right click on your roll and it will give you an option to use a hero point. I learned it just today.
That's cool. All right. So you fail, and now you really feel like the weight of your flesh increase, and everything stiffens, and you are slowed yourself. But that was its entire turn, and then it's Keen's turn.
So Keen is slowed 1. That is going to make things a little harder because she has to She has to sustain both the hideous laughter and the evil eye. But she will use a focus point to cackle for the evil eye. So that at least frees up one of her actions, and she's just gonna try to get a little closer to that blessing.
As her second action. Okay.
That's
John. John.
John is again going to avert his gaze. So that's 1 act. And then he is going to step up to this creature. And he is going to try to attack it.
All right. It wasn't targeted.
I forgot, sorry.
Yeah, it's a miss.
I think that's his turn. Avert, move, strike.
Correct. That is your turn.
You
Melchis.
brought your aura with you.
I'm trying to find how to move it.
You have to switch to the little measure tool,
Okay.
and then you can drag the aura.
Okay, this one. No, that's the size. This is the okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will try to recall knowledge first about about the basilisk to see if I can make it flat-footed.
Okay. That's an arcana, or if you have some lore that you feel might be relevant.
Well, I I have the lore of Underworld, but I don't think it counts. And
Yeah.
my arcana is not trained at all, but I will try anyway. Would you look at that?
Nice. Well, you know what this creature is. It makes perfect sense with the centaur statue right next to it. This is the dreaded basilisk, a magical lizard creature whose gaze can petrify, and that's actually how it hunts its prey and kills.
Yep.
And yeah, they are. Well, let's see. It's been more codified what you get with recall knowledge, right? So if you succeed, you recall the knowledge accurately or gain a useful clue about your current situation.
Well, main benefit is now it is now flat-footed for me, so I will just go in and try to stab it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think knowing that its gaze can turn you into stone is probably what you get from the recall knowledge anyway. All right. Attack.
Can you please give it the flat-footed condition because it will trigger my sneak attack?
Sure. Why is it flat-footed? Because of the recall knowledge.
Yes. And I missed.
That's
Well,
all right. That was Melchis' turn, and then it's Gris's turn.
All right, so
Oh, and by the way, I think action.
You were both broken at the same time. I didn't hear that.
Go ahead.
I wanted to mention that if I critically succeed, that flat-footed lasts for 1 minute, so I'm good at actually for flanking this.
Everyone jump in the bushes.
Yes.
Is there a wall here?
What?
Why can I not move here?
Well, there's probably a tree trunk.
Damn it. The tree trunk is here as well.
I think maybe all of that is like solid bushes.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. I didn't make the map. Let me just open that up for you.
Can you try here?
Yeah, I've tried here, but oh no, here I can. Yeah, right. That works.
I removed some walls, so maybe that helped.
Yeah. There we go. So hop over the log with a swift, smooth motion, and as I land.
Yeah. So by the way, as you start moving, the thing like very slowly turns its head to direct its gaze towards you, but it's just so slow that it can't do it in time. You already moved on. All right. So attack.
Jump, hop, strike.
Hoop, hop, strike. That's a hit. Roll for damage. 9 points of damage. Good. It's injured. You got it where you want it. Finish it off. Have
Another one.
Here we go. It's a critical miss. Oh no! And then it's its turn. Yeah, it's being flanked by the two of you. It's more moving like a tortoise than a lizard. And it's being cornered, so for now it's not going to use its 2 actions use its gaze attack. Instead, it just snarls and tries to bite you. Well. Who's it? Who's going to be the first one? Let's let the die decide. So 1 is Gris, 2 is John, and 3 is Melchis. Melchis. It turns towards you slowly, but still you feel. It's slow but dangerous, and it causes 22 points of damage as its powerful jaws bite you. Brutal attack. And then it has a second attack, which it's going to use to hit you
I
one
think
more
I
time.
will. No. I think I will nimbly dodge it. It is within margin of.
It is okay. So go ahead. So that's just that's a thing you do. You don't.
It is
Okay.
a reaction, so I can do it. Yeah.
Can
Great.
it attack twice if it's slowed too?
It's
only
slowed
slowed
one.
Oh, okay. So the summary was wrong because the summary shows slowed too.
What?
You know, at the beginning of the round, it gives a
yeah,
little.
yeah, it does. It should only be slow 1.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Okay, that was its turn. So yeah, so it tried to attack you, but the second time, because it's so slow, you easily, nimbly dodge it. Keen, your turn.
Keen is trying to follow after John and stay close to him, but she's also moving kind of slowly right now, so she's just going to have to hunker down and focus on keeping up all of this magic. I guess she will, for now, she is going to use another cackle to maintain one of them, to sustain one of them. And that will free up 1 action, which she will use to avert her gaze. So she's keeping up the magic, but she's not looking at it anymore.
All right. Then it's John's turn.
Well, this thing seems a bit vulnerable, so he will start striking it. Let's see. And miss once, and he will attempt again. Crit miss. And for his last action, I believe he will raise his shield.
Okay. Melchis.
Okay, I will try to stab it all the times.
All right. Go for it. That's a hit. Roll for damage.
And that's a good
That's a
damage.
good amount of damage. All right. Keep going. You got it where you want it. That's a critical hit.
Nice.
Do the crit. Crit damage. Do it. There we go. Oh, you're massacring it. Badly. Oh, dang it.
There we go.
Whoops,
And
that was just
now I
not-
feel good about myself when I can.
Wow.
Make a full
So,
attack by Ezra.
Really, Melchis is apparently fed up with this thing, and it's just a brutal sequence of slashes and strikes, and the thing looks like it's near death.
You
And
can
it's
almost
Gris.
say I marked it for a death, but I didn't. Yeah.
Gris, your turn. Finish it off.
Oh, absolutely. But I will change my grip to two-handed. And then...
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Hero
You
points.
have one
much for
hero.
that.
If you want to use your hero point, now might be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a hero point?
You should
Every
have
session
it.
starts with a hero point.
Then I will absolutely use it. Oh yeah, I do have a hero point.
So right click and then re-roll using your hero point.
Right click.
On your roll.
Right click
yes.
right click on your roll and re-roll using a hero point.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
But it says Reroll and keep the new result. Reroll and keep the worst result. Reroll and keep the better result.
Well, just now it said reroll using a hero point. Did you
Because
expect?
I moved my hero point.
Yeah. No, that's the automation takes care.
Oh.
Oh,
There you go.
crit hit. Do the critical damage. All right, that is good enough. Is this the crit damage? No, that's just the regular damage.
Oh.
So and because it's the crit damage, it is enough. You like the two of you just in stunning teamwork finish off this creature. You're really starting to hit your rhythm as an adventuring party, it seems. And you slay the fabled, infamous basilisk.
Bum, bum, bum.
That is the one ugly lizard that we've just found.
Yeah. But I'm afraid that our quarry had been already nibbled.
Yeah, that's true. Like you've heard stories, Melchis, you have with your recall knowledge roll, you had heard stories that there are ways to turn victims of the basilisk back to flesh by like rubbing its blood on them. But first of all, the victim must have been petrified for not too long, and also you see the parts that have crumbled away from the statue. You think that if you were to even succeed to bring the centaur back to life, it would immediately die just because there's like large chunks of its body missing. So yeah, no, you do think there's no way to save her at this point.
That's rough.
That's unfortunate.
What about the package?
Well, you examined the statue, and I mean, you've probably already guessed it, but it definitely matches the description of the courier, Narala. And you don't see any of the missing parcels. There's no satchel or pouch on the statue as well, which you would expect from a courier. There are some obvious small footprints around, though, that are not lizard-shaped, or at least not basilisk-shaped, I should say. And they do lead to that little gap between the brambles. And it looks like several small creatures recently went that way.
Melchis, will that blood cure work on me?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, but before that, I will have to treat myself.
Oh, okay.
Says Keen. She'll just go over to the body and start slathering blood from the wounds on herself.
As she does. And indeed, it does seem to help, and you lose the slowed condition.
That is much better.
She says, with her coat now caked in blood.
Much better. Okay, so you can actually take that off the slow condition. All right. Yeah, so you see that set of small footprints leading away from the road, deeper into the woods. Melchis is starting to take care of his wounds. Anybody else needs a short break?
John is good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for now, Melchis will shift to more ranged style, so he will draw his crossbow instead.
Okay. So how are you gonna follow those tracks? Are you just kind of hustle into the forest to try to catch up, or are you gonna stealthily lead?
Yeah, that's what we should discuss. Malchus, do you wanna perhaps go ahead and scout, or should we just stab whatever's on the other end of this trail?
Are we sorry, did we take any time here? Like a 10-minute interval or
Not yet.
I think since Melchis attempted medicine, that's 10 minutes.
Well, at least, yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, yeah. Well,
I think Keen will use the 10 minutes to refocus and at least get one focus point back.
what did she do to refocus?
Probably has something to do with ritualistically painting the blood over herself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mumbling in null, probably something about her thinking on the spirits of her ancestors and the strength of the pack around her.
What is this ritual she's doing?
She's refocusing to regain focus points.
Yeah, Gris looks curiously, like no, in a strange look, but like wow, that's a cool thing to do after battle with the rest of your enemies. Respect.
She just nods and she says,
I am nothing without those who came before me, and I am nothing without those who stand beside me.
I just nod approvingly, and give her a space to continue her ritual.
All right. So after 10 minutes, the blood on Keen is turning brown, drying up. And then what do you do?
Well, we have a clear trail to follow. I think we have to decide how we follow it. Do we go subtle and careful, or do we just trample our way in?
Yeah, we have to be careful. We, I think it's been quite an experience of trying to trample in, and well, the bites still are not healed completely on my part.
I want to say we should just walk straight in there and figure out what's in there, but taking a few hits as well. So if you want to be discreet, I think I will comply with that idea for once.
Well, if you want to be discreet, that's fine, but I don't think I can be very, you know.
All right, so we charge in. I like that even better.
I mean, we don't have to charge in. I just like don't expect me to walk on eggshells.
Okay, then go ahead and roll a stealth check. Everyone who's going to try to follow the trail a little more carefully.
I could take the lead if you guys want. Unless Malthus wants to.
Well,
I think Melchis is already gone.
I've already rolled, but I don't know what I rolled because it was a secret.
Keen will at least attempt to be stealthy. Oh, these should be secret too, right?
Sure.
Roll secret. Sorry.
That's okay. John.
John knows he can't be stealthy, so he's just gonna hang back a bit behind them and hopes that would be enough.
All right. Okay. So all right.
Yeah, you're all for a fallback point. If all goes to
like
the ship,
Keen's stealthing, but
roll back
she's
to
also like letting Melchis get the lead. Like she's coming with him, but not like right behind him because she knows she's not as sneaky as him.
All right. I'm gonna move you around a little bit here, and I'm gonna point out that the map is sort of like it's not actually this close to the road. Yeah, right. So we're gonna have to like fold space a little bit here. So you follow the trail off the road into the woods for a little bit through the thickets. I think all of you are medium sized, so you all kind of have to hunch down to get through it. Because it's almost like a tunnel in the thorny vegetation. but eventually you get to a sort of a clearing. And in the clearing, Melchis and Keen are the two of you. As you arrive there, you see three kobolds. Apparently like squabbling. They're fiddling with a little satchel that has some complicated looking knots. And they kind of like they yank it from each other's hands, and then they try to like open the knots, and then one of them gets frustrated, and then the next one like says something. Does either of you speak Draconic?
No.
Yeah. So you just hear these like clicking sounds that they make, and they're clearly fighting over the satchel and giving each other unsolicited advice about how to open the knots. And so you get there first, you see that play out, but then behind you, Gris draws close and steps on a twig. It's really not, she doesn't like stumble through it or anything. It's just that she really just makes a one misstep, and the kobolds perk up and they look your way. And they spot you, and they like immediately kind of hunch down, hold this satchel close to them. The one that holds it right now. Two of them reach for their crossbows, and they look defiantly at you, and they say, "Who's that? What was that? You in the bushes? Out there! It's our satchel.
No.
Our satchel. My satchel. No, it's my satchel. No, it's my satchel. Well, it's not yours."
Hey, it's your satchel, or your satchel. It's all of your satchels. I just have a simple question. Did you see some very scary reptile creature around here? The one that perhaps turned that centaur into a stone?
Oh, well, that's bad luck for her, good luck for us. I'd say we found that pretty satchel fair and square. Finders keepers, we're not, it's ours.
Yes, but you must have found it before the centaur was turned to stone. So how come you're not turned into stone?
Well, that's because we're mighty heroes.
Oh, I can see that. Your mighty prowess is evident.
Better not mess with us and our satchel, because it's our satchel.
No, you can keep the satchel. We're actually curious about what's inside. But the satchel is all yours.
Well, and they mumble amongst themselves for a moment. And as they do, you're behind you, you hear John come closer. He's like, I mean, he is careful, but there's really not much point to it, so he kind of just comes to the bushwhacking, and it's like, you see what's going on here. And they say, well, what's it worth to you? It's full of riches.
The question is, what is it worth to you? Your life.
And I put a hand out towards. Excuse me.
He's like poking her head over Chris's shoulder, all covered in blood.
Yeah, so, see, my friend Marrow here has a bit of a particular taste, but and I'm trying diplomacy here with the kobolds. I will not let her hurt you, of course I wouldn't. We just need to know what is inside. We don't even need to take what is inside. We're just very curious people, just like you are, right?
Well, you can find out what's inside for the low price of 20 gold pieces.
I will switch from diplomacy to intimidation and lower my hand and go like, okay, so how about for the price of 0 gold pieces? I let Marrow here just make a meal out of you.
Well, and we'll shoot her ugly face with our crossbows. How about that? They say very defiantly, like really becoming aggressive and standoffish.
Yeah.
Can I try an intimidation check? Well, actually, wait. No, yes, I'm going to intimidate them.
Wait, intimidate? How does that work? It's not a skill, is it?
Well, I wanted diplomacy before.
Yeah, it's a skill.
It is a skill. All right.
If Gris is going to intimidate, can John help out in the background? He's just going to like flex his muscles.
Yeah.
He just
And-
flexes.
Yes, and I think Melchis also will help. He will appear out of the bushes, also cocking his crossbow.
And
Like-
Keen, is doing Keen things.
I see.
Can we
Alright,
roll?
alright.
I guess we have to roll to aid, right?
Yes, please do. Oh wow.
Nice.
Well, that's not very good actually.
DC 20 though, right?
Yeah.
Ugh, okay, never
Oh,
mind.
John succeeded.
Okay, so what happens is Gris, like stands up to her full size, and she says, "Well, I'm really willing to negotiate here, but my friend would be ashamed if I were to let him go." And John, kind of not really following the conversation, just stands there picking burdocks off of his armor, and casually reaches for one of the big bushes there, pulls on it, and pulls out like a huge chunk of it, and just awkwardly tosses it, showing off how strong he is that way. Well, the kobolds watch him, and they and then one of them bares its fangs, and it says, "Well, how about 10?"
Do we have 10 gold between us in this economy?
John has 7.
Yeah, that's about too rich for a tent.
Yeah, I don't actually have that much gold.
We would love to pay. In fact, we will pay
Actually,
you with the greatest point of them all. Your life.
yeah.
No, actually, that doesn't sound. No, that's too threatening.
Actually, I think I can try to make a
don't wanna
persuasion
do
check in another one, because I have a shiny thing. I have this short sword with an emerald pommel. I might try to offer
Yeah, there you go.
that thing in exchange.
Ooh, they say, and that counts as the full 5 gold, even though it would only be worth half of that if you were to sell it. But I'll count it as 5. Do you have something else you want to throw in to get to 10?
Their lives. I mean,
Well-
I'm being nice here, offering this shiny thing. It would be mighty ungrateful of them.
Well, then I guess we'll just take it off your dead bodies, they say. And one of them, the one that doesn't is not holding a crossbow, says, just get that. And, well, I guess we'll see if...
Oh, I don't want to fight them.
Oh well.
Well, you tried your best.
They're unreasonable.
They were unreasonable, sure. Let's call it that. All right, I am going to just roll initiative for it because I don't think there's anything special to consider here. All right. So here we are. Let me sort myself a little bit because I thought that you would just strike a deal with them. I did not think that you were out to slay some kobolds here.
Oh.
All right, this guy's turn. Okay, so the one that yelled. What's that?
Said I thought we were getting there, but
Yeah, I mean, just because of 5 gold pieces. I mean,
It's a lot of money.
right. Okay, so let's see.
well, now we can have it for free.
And
Okay, so I assume everyone's still so flat-footed at the beginning of combat. Is that right? Or do you have any special abilities to it? Okay, all right. So the kobold that told the other two to attack is actually the first one to act, and it holds up its staff, and then with its other hand, it looks like it's grabbing purple fire out of thin air and then throwing it towards Melchis as it is casting a spell, and that spell is called Mage Hand. No, there it is. Magic Missile. So I haven't used any magic before, so I was going to use 3 turns to do it, which means 3 missiles is 3 actions, so that's 3d4 plus 3, is that right? Yeah.
I think you can just hit damage 3 times and it'll.
Okay. So that's that, and then there's an additional 6
Who are you targeting with these?
Oh, sorry, that's Melchis. Because he was the one holding out the sword and saying your lives, and that's kind of what ultimately triggered the combat. So you take that damage, and then you take an additional d6 because it is very sneaky. So that's additional 6 points.
It deals sneak attack damage on its magic
It
missile?
just says it deals sneak attack damage when it does damage. It does not say. Oh, wait a second. What's the no when it strikes? Okay, you're right. It's only on an actual strike action, so you can take that back. All right, but nonetheless, you get hit by the magic missiles, and those sure burn. John.
Well, Melchis looks in rough shape. So he is going to aim at him with his shield and target him with some healing.
Ooh. Wow, almost back to full health.
That was
Impressive.
2 acts, and then let's see. He is going to move over here, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Okay. That was your turn. Then the Kobold Scouts turn comes up, boom, boom, boom. They are sneaky, and they are cunning, and they are evil. So this one scurries up and positions itself behind you, pulling out a short sword and striking you. 22, forgot to target you.
That hits.
That hits, and it does. That's already in there, the sneak attack damage, so it's a total of 5.
Okay.
So that was an action to move, an action to draw the sword, and an action to strike. And the one that's right next to you comes up next. It also draws a short sword, action 1, then strikes you once, and misses, and strikes you twice, and misses again. And then it's Melchis' turn.
Okay. Well, I think I might have made a mistake of drawing my crossbow because now I'm going to just drop it. I will take out my sword again. I will run quick here, and I will stab the kobold. There we go.
All right, roll for damage.
Now it should account for... Yeah, it accounts for sneak attack.
All right, you use the opportunity to stab it in the back and hurt it. That was action 3, and it's Gris's turn.
All right. Well, for once, I'm not the bait. So, I'm gonna run all the way up here and do my first snag strike. Oh shit, I had to draw my sword. Wait, no, I had it drawn, right? Why was it not? Can we assume that during this whole threatening situation I had my sword drawn?
As part of your intimidate check, I think it's fair to assume that you were. Yeah. Let's just try to keep better track of that. Sure.
Yeah, sorry. And I will.
Woo! You didn't target anyone. Oh, you did.
No, too late. Yeah, I targeted too late.
Anyway, crit damage. Roll for it. That's just regular damage. But I'll take double of that. Wait, you just hurt yourself.
Why did I hurt
Because-
myself?
Because if you click double, that means you apply double damage to your whatever character. So you need to take that back. And I do. I apply damage.
Yeah, it's on the previous step where you have damage and critical, where you can select critical
Yeah.
to roll it directly.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, you move up to the kobold and you make your point by immediately brutalizing him with your bastard swords. That was action 2. What's action 3?
Action 3 is another strike. Oh no.
This one's a miss. King Marrow.
Let's see. Keen is going to step up here. And she's going to. I think she can do this. It's a, what is the area? 15-foot cone. I think she can get the 2 enemies without getting either of her allies. Well, if oh,
Yep.
I guess it originates in the corner, right? So, right.
Alejandro, I'm muting you because we're getting weird sounds from you again. All right.
And she's going to cast Haunting Him as the sound of cackling hyenas begins to emanate from her.
All right. So first save fails. Second save fails.
All right. It's only 4 points of damage, but it is also, I believe, the deafened condition. No, that's only for critically failure. So they both take 4.
All right, they both take 4 points of damage, and you can see that mage, kobold mage, is already badly injured. That was your turn, and then it's the mage's turn, and it's furious. It's like no, that's our shot. And it takes a guarded step away, and then shoots another 2 missiles in this case at. Well, if it's really anyone, I'm gonna roll a d3, so that's from left to right. John, Keen, Gris. All right, Keen gets hit by 2 of those missiles. Damage. And then it's John's turn.
John is going to target one of the kobolds and try to smack it.
It's a critical hit. And that ends that kobold, so you just knock your hammer straight on its head, smashing the little kobold skull.
And then he is going to turn around and attempt the same against his buddy. Oh, I didn't, but it's this one. I didn't change the target.
Okay, but it is the other one, so that's still a hit. No, it's actually not, because you're not flanking. No, you're hitting by +6. Okay, that's fine. All right, and it's a regular damage. Okay, yeah, so that's also a brutal swing. Definitely knocks the wind out of the little kobold, but doesn't kill it right away.
We can hear you, Alejandro.
Sorry,
I can. Oh, I can.
acting up, so I had to.
Oh, I just muted for me? Interesting.
Yeah, I had to switch headphones because my ones were acting up.
Okay, now.
And last act, he is going to raise his shield.
Oh, I see. There's server mute and there's just regular mute. Okay. Anyway. All right. So you raised your shield. Then it's that remaining kobold's turn. Let me see. No, it's You see that it's like it's got fear in its eyes, but it also has the mage behind him, which clearly is some sort of authority figure. And even though it is near death, it is doing a very stupid thing, which is continuing to fight, and just kind of like with shaking hand, just tries to poke John. I am targeting you, and then I am striking once, critically missing very appropriately, and critically missing again very appropriately. And there's actually a third attack, so another chance for a critical miss. There you go. And then it's Melchis' turn. That's pitiful the way that it's fighting. It's clearly just terrified, but it has to continue because that's
It's
where it's
time.
always fly. Melchis.
Time to take my vengeance
On
on Kobold Shaman.
on the mage, alright.
So it is a stride and a stab. I said a
Miss.
stab.
Another miss.
I glare
You
at
have
him.
been has to wait a turn. Gris.
Well, my situation is quite obvious. I am going to follow up with a snag and strike. Oh,
Well,
No, go for it. Roll the crit damage. Oh, that is doubled. But...
hi.
And it is enough to kill the mage.
And
Did you target him?
for
Yeah,
my-
you did.
Yeah. And
Alright.
for my final action,
Okay,
I go for the other one.
you swing around, but
Swing and a miss.
E.
And that's it for my turn.
King's turn. Hello.
Sorry, I was muted. Keen will look down at the little kobold that's just surrounded by the four of us, and she'll snarl out.
When two packs meet, the stronger always prevails. Run now with your tail between your legs, and remember that.
Alright.
Going to, I guess intimidate it? It's just...
You could do that, sure. You can just delay too if you want to.
So, I guess she'll, technically what she's doing is attempting to demoralize it. I think.
Alright, go for it.
The rules. I don't know what the DC is, but...
We'll see. But just roll first and we'll see if we...
It's usually against will DC.
Right, sense. Okay, yeah, it's thoroughly shaking. It's still holding on to that satchel, but you can see that its fingers are already kind of loosening their grip. John, your turn.
Does it seem like if it's scared more, it'll give up and run away? I guess we'll have to try and find out.
Yep.
Sure, he's going to try that.
If it runs away after we kill its friends, it'll hold a grudge.
It's fine.
Oh, you will feel the wrath of the single kobold scout.
I mean, don't never underestimate just because they're tiny.
So John is going to tell it to drop it and run.
Okay. But it's not even really listening to you. It's panicky. It's scared, senseless because of the gnoll that just snarled at it, and it's just kind of like grabs the satchel and it's like, and you learn a draconic phrase that's probably something to the effect of "This shit's not worth dying for," and just throws it in one direction over here, and then tugs its tail and runs in the other direction. You get to use attacks of opportunity if you have them and if you want to. It does have an action it can take, which is a hurried retreat, so it does get a circumstance bonus on its AC against reactions triggered by this movement. But yeah, so anybody have a, I guess it's only Gris. Do you want to take your attack of opportunity?
Yes, I do.
All right, then swing.
We just told it to run for its life.
Well,
Hey, with the laser swing.
and it like the swing that Gris makes is more to make a point than to actually kill it. And it manages to avoid the blade and run off. I assume you're not willing to chase it.
No, I think it's good.
Okay.
Although I was kind of tempted to to have Melchis fall into his old ways and like stab him with an emerald sword and like just leave it there, saying that well, the deal is a deal. No, but I think it will be, this will have to do as well.
All right. So you let the scared kobold run off, and you look over to where the satchel landed, not too far from where you're standing right now. The satchel itself is tied up with pretty elaborate looking knots. So it looks like it might actually take you a few minutes to open those. Even if you were to just cut right through them, they're pretty thick, like almost rope that's
The
being
Gordian
used.
approach.
Well, I mean, I could try to use like thievery to untangle them if they're that kind of knots, but
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Try that.
But I think those are supposed to be like an anti-tamper seal or something. But
What's that?
yeah, I think that was supposed to be like an anti-tamper seal or something to ensure that these packages are not
What you mean? Yeah.
not opened.
Yeah, you fiddle with it a little bit. They're really good knots. It's kind of frustrating. You have a hard time untying them.
Well, I think I think just by the nature of some of the security, we can ascertain that these are the packages that we were sent to retrieve.
Oh. Does our story end here? Are there any other ideas?
I mean, I can try to.
Besides literally just trying to rip the package open.
Yeah, I mean, I can try to re-roll it for a hero point.
I think we can just go back to I can't remember the person that approached us.
Oloria.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just pack the satchel, stow it somewhere safely on your body, and begin the track back to town. Is that what you're doing?
I think so.
I mean, yeah. We're
There's
here, right?
There's a part of me that wants to know where the kobold went off to, because I kind of thought that all the kobolds were dealt with after the incident under the fishery. But
Well, I mean, those
Kobolds are
kobolds
just
killed-
kind of are just a fact of life in this area. So it's not.
They came from
I guess your character, having lived around here for some time, you would not be super suspicious of running into kobolds.
okay, well, she'll shrug it off then.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. All right. So we can go back to Otari. We go back to our. Where is she? What's her place's name again?
It's like up near somewhere. The Galantine delivery, right?
Yeah, Galantine deliveries, exactly. Oloria, Galantine. And you deliver the package to her and tell her about the petrified courier that was beyond saving. And she just becomes really upset. Like she slams her fist on the table. She says, so hard to find good help. It's gonna take quite some time. She knew the route, she knew the people. She was a real asset to have, and it's just damn basilisk. I'm just glad you gave it what it deserved. Ah, man, it makes me upset. But and then she finally regains her composure and she says, "But I guess still gotta have to deliver these packages. And I'll tell you what. Why don't you take them and deliver them, and you get to keep the fee. You've earned it, and that's take that as payment for a job well done. I'm gonna have to figure out how to find.
Excuse me, sir, but you just lost a courier who's now a piece of stone along the way. And all you care about is delivering the package. Are you gonna let her family know? What kind of reparation is she going to get?
Reparation, that's the risk of the job that she took. She knows that full well, and as far as I know, she doesn't really have any close family around. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna make appropriate. I'm gonna notify the appropriate authorities in Absalom, where she was from. But I am a delivery company after all. If I don't deliver the packages,
How will you ensure the safety of future delivery couriers in that area? I'm gonna get a reunion on this.
Never made a secret out of how dangerous the road from Absalom is. Everyone knows full well what they're in for. She had a couple of fight brushes with dangerous creatures before, with bandits and everything, so she knew full well what she was getting into. I never misrepresented that. And that's actually
too upset. And I just
you get the sense that's actually really important to her, that she's not trying to trick anyone into this. She's really open and upfront about the risks involved, and she kind of takes a little bit of offense that you were suggesting that she wasn't paying enough attention.
Alright, fair enough. I'll get off her case.
Mm-hmm.
So does she know the secret knot or whatever?
Nope, I don't. But I guess we can just cut it open at this point. What's the harm? And she gathers, or she asks one of you for your blades if you're willing to hand it to her. Anyone?
I don't have a blade.
Give her a blade for what?
To cut open the knots.
Well, I mean, if it's a blade you want, I mean.
All right, so you get out your switchblade and hand it to her, and she grabs it and she starts sawing away at the thick cords that are holding the satchel closed, and eventually it takes quite some time to cut through all the cords and straps. It's really a thorough job, and then she opens it up. Under the leather, there's a sheet of waxy paper and another protective layer. And she takes out 3 parcels, and she says, "Right, so this goes to Magaloy, and then the next one, this one goes to Clorte, and another small, almost like an envelope." And she says, "This one goes to Abanye." Like I said, just keep the fee. God damn it, I'm gonna have to find new help. And with that, she kind of expects you to wrap this up.
Well, can we go make those deliveries?
Sure. Which one you want to start?
Abanye maybe? The herbalist?
If there was a mini-map, whichever was closest.
You are here, so I would say the Crow's Cast is probably the closest, so that would be... Wait, where was Clorte again?
Hengus.
Hengus...
I think Hengus is the one we haven't visited yet.
Oh, that's the lumber foreman, yeah. So the closest... Yeah, the closest would definitely be the Crow's Cask and the Tengu Brewer Megaloy.
All right, well, let's go.
Okay, cool. So you head over there. Let me get to the right page here. There it is. All right, so you get over there, the brewery that you've been to before. Alejandro, you weren't here for this, so it's a brewery and a tavern. It's pretty popular in town. It's quite likely that you've already been there, having been to Otari several times. There's a sign over the door depicting a group of drunk crows perched on a leaky cask, and the brewery's proprietor is a Tengu, looking like this.
That's not a
Well,
thing.
yeah,
You
well,
have to click number 2.
here, maybe this works.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, so that's Megaloid. Where is
How did you
Yeah.
pop that up, by the way?
what's that?
What command did you use to bring up that image?
If you if you click the image, so there's really just the image, not the NPC gallery thing, and then there's in the title bar it says show players.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
you can choose who to show it to, and you can even choose to change ownership at that moment. So if you, it's kind of like for making handouts, I guess. Anyway, so Megaloy is delighted that you're delivering her package, and she says, "Oh, that's gonna be so good! You have no idea how long I've been waiting for these. Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, here's of course the fee. I just trust that. Then of course I'm gonna pay my bills." And she hands you 10 gold pieces for the delivery. And then she said, "But I mean, the real treat. If you have a minute, it's almost ready. It just needed these." And she unpacks the package, and inside there's a bunch of spicy peppers. And she gets like thick leathery gloves to handle them. And she says, "It'll just be a second, just a second." And she goes back to one of the brewing vats. And she very gingerly like picks up some of the peppers and just goes like drops it in there, and it starts bubbling, and another one, and again bubbling. And she stirs it around, and she waits for a minute or two, and then she taps it and fills 2 little vials with something, and she says, or 3 actually, and then she tries one. And like takes a tiny little sip, and she goes, and then she belches a foul-smelling cloud of blisteringly spicy gas that kind of like wafts, and she immediately runs to a window and opens it up and to get a cross brace and tries to like wave it away. And she says, "Oh, I guess it turned out a little stronger than I thought it would." And but I mean, you want a swig? And she hands you 2 of those things. They're called capsaicin tonics.
I'll have one.
What's that?
I'll have one. Like, I don't know. Like Gris is, barkeep background. This is home for her. So,
Right.
like, yeah, absolutely. I will try one.
Well, you don't want to drink it right away. You might want to read the description of it first before you make it.
Since Melchis has the alchemy crafting feat, he just from name he knows what's inside there, so he will not drink it.
Right. Not yet, at least. Right.
Okay. Incredible decisions at the tavern.
Yeah. So I was just excited about sharing this particular item with you, and then I think it's a good time to call it a day.
Okay.
Very well.
Did Carlos take the 10 GP?
I wrote it down in the chat so we don't forget, but I haven't added it to the inventory yet. I thought we will just split them.
Or do we just? Oh, I guess we can all just put in 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2.5.
All right, so all that's left to do next time is deliver those other packages. What could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
That was
thought
fun.
for sure
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I thought you were gonna